Hi, it's Tim Hagen from Progress Coaching, and welcome to another episode of Coaching Conversations. And I wanted to make you aware of something very cool that we're doing on a subscription basis, and we'll put a link in each one of our episodes. But every Wednesday, we're going to be doing what we call an audio podcast workshop. That workshop will be roughly about 14 to maybe 20 minutes per episode, with each month having a theme from a coaching model, using feedback strategically, to coaching self-awareness, and so on. So if you could look in the body or in the content description of each episode, and you will see a link where you can join this subscription. These are literally 4 workshops every month, teaching specific strategies to address a particular area of workplace coaching, as it relates, again, to things like awareness, motivation, teamwork, and what have you. Here's the cool thing. It's only $10 per month, and each month you will get a handout that we will follow along with. So we also give you a tool for you to take notes as we go through each episode. We hope you'll check it out.
Coaching people to take ownership of mistakes is not an easy task. I think to a certain degree we have a built-in button on every one of our bodies called the excuse button. Yeah, but. See, the guy didn't get back to me. Well, I had a lot on my plate. We are very conditioned to not take ownership. So I often think one of the healthiest things that you can do, again, and we've talked about this in prior podcasts, and that is a tactic called define and coach. So when you define, what does it mean to really take ownership of mistakes? Do this with your team. Here's the cool thing. Ask them the question. So what is the rule of engagement, everybody? What do we need to do as teammates if somebody doesn't take ownership of mistakes? How can we approach each other, now listen to this, where we won't take it defensively? What's the language? What's the verbiage? And what you're really doing is talking about, so when you don't take ownership, here's the safe language we all agreed to approach you. So often, taking ownership of mistakes is so rare. How often are we in meetings where somebody makes a mistake and they go, you know what? That's on me. That's 100% my fault. And there's a reason that people are also defensive. We as leaders have created that defensiveness. How often do we see people who say, you know what, that was my mistake, and then someone goes on for 10 minutes and harps on the mistake? They've made the mistake. They've owned up to it. Harping on it is going to do what? Dig the hole a little bit deeper, and it's going to make it tougher for that person to emotionally get out of that hole. So when you're taking ownership of mistakes, talk about a rule of engagement. Talk about a definition. Certainly as you start or you inherit a team or the start of the year, create it as a fresh start. So think about going into 2020. Sit down with your team and say, you know what? I want to kind of establish a rule about taking ownership of mistakes. How can we do that without excuses? How can we do that? How do we define it? What are the rules of engagement? What are the actions we need to demonstrate when we really own our mistakes? And how can we do it in a way that we all support each other? Now, whatever that language is, think about creating that beforehand. Then when the mistakes occur, you're going to be in a better position for them to take ownership. Good luck. Thank you for listening to another episode of Coaching Conversations by Tim Hagen and Progress Coaching. Now, our company is always coming out with new and innovative solutions to help leaders coach their employees. And recently, we just created a new service called Coach to You, where leaders can pick and choose topics and assign 7 to 21-day programs for employees to learn and, more importantly, apply actions and then reflect and share what they're going to do going forward as a result of the learning. It's called Coach to You. We're literally bringing coaching to your employees. If you're intrigued, we'll have a link in each one of our episodes where you can get more information. And again, thank you so much for listening to another episode.